defense seemed to really deny them penetration for most of the game.
Yeah, I'm glad to see an adjustment. Obviously, in game one, they lived at the foul line, 42 attempts, and we wanted to make a concerted effort of keeping them in front of us. I thought we did that for the most part. We had some breakdowns down the stretch in the second half when the game was kind of in hand, and we allowed them to get in those gaps. I thought they shot the ball well, too. They're not a volume shooting 3 team. They shoot 45% tonight, 8-9. I'm sure Rick is glad that I.J. Reddy is back. I thought he was tremendous for them. It gives them an extra weapon on the perimeter.
Looked like your defense was pretty strong, Andy, when they did get down low. Had some block shots.
You know, I thought, we're, I believe the SEC, 3rd or 4th in the country in block shots. When we do it by committee, AJ's a guy that's very active tonight. I thought Sebas was physical. And that's something that freshmen typically aren't, especially against big bodies inside. Gavin Ware's a big kid. When he gets low post position, he's a man. I thought Sebas did a really good job, not only getting 11 rebounds and 3 blocks, but I thought he was a physical presence for us at the basket.
Marshall and Jarvis had a lot of points, obviously, but it seemed like you got contributions from just about everybody. You know, Perez, and you talked about Saez. I mean, how did you like the whole team thing going on today?
Well, that's where I think we're improving as a team. You know, we need Marshall and Jarvis to be all-league caliber players, and I think to this point they're both playing as such. And we've got to get contributions from different people. We knew coming into the year that the biggest void was along our front line, losing 2 guys that had done so much for this program. Sebas, AJ, Bear, Colby, we're playing Anthony Summit, that 4 spot. We're having to do it by committee, and Anthony's getting more comfortable, and as those freshmen get more minutes, I think we're seeing more production.
Coach, what about Craig Sword? This is a kid that's emerging as one of the better players in the SEC, and you guys own the 4 points.
You know, last game he didn't score a field goal, but he still scored 15 because he got to the line 18 times. He's very, very explosive off the dribble, and he's got a knack. I think it's a gift to kind of slither through traffic. He also has a good knack of drawing fouls. We obviously, coming into the game, we've got a couple of days to prepare. We know what he did to us last time, and we were just trying to make sure we call him splits. One can't split 2, so we were making sure we gap him and try to keep him in front of us.
You mentioned, I guess, how much more confident is this team right now that the wins are coming?
Well, I think, obviously, we've got to do a good job of protecting home floor. We let 3 get away from us. 1 possession here, 1 possession there, and those are things that still sting. So the challenge was to come in and do what you're supposed to do, and that's protect your home floor.
How's Martavius?
Broken hand, surgery Monday, out.
You've talked about all the roles that you guys have, specifically for the whole team. Do you feel like each player is starting to understand their role and what's kind of expected?
Well, that's a work in progress. Obviously, you can tell by my voice, it's my job to remind them of those roles, and I've got to do it continually. But I am proud of the progression that our young guys are making. I'm really excited about the leadership that we're getting out of Jarvis Summers. You know, him being a Mississippi native, this game obviously takes on an added meaning to him as it does me as a Mississippi native, and I thought he really led us tonight. He got in early foul trouble, which I was very concerned with, and then he picked up his 3rd early second half, but I rode him. I didn't take him out in the second half because I want his leadership with the ball.
Like you said, Eddie, being a Mississippi guy, you saw the turnout for this game. Is there a different era about just this rivalry game being?
This is not a popular answer because, again, when people think Mississippi State Ole Miss, they think Egg Bowl. It's the season ending, and regardless of what happens in that game, both teams have an opportunity to exhale and then prepare for whatever's next. Both of them this year obviously went to bowl games. For us, you know, you can't put that much emphasis on it. Obviously, it's important. It's important to me. I live in the same community you do. A lot of people get a little more excited about this game than they do the others. But for us, it's got to be a workmanlike approach, simply because we play every 3 days. And at the end of the day, this is 1 of 31. I'm certainly glad for Rebel Nation that we gave them something to be excited about.
Well, Andy, with that being said, though, you're 5-1 at this point. Is that where you thought you'd be right now?
No, I thought we'd be 6-1.
How important was it, seriously, to take advantage of, at least on paper, this seemed like a fairly easy stretch? I mean, because you got some really tough games coming up, you know, to get out to a pretty good start.
Ask Texas A&M how easy it was. You know, Vandy goes in there and pops them by 11. Every game is a battle. Every game's a battle. That's why it's so important to protect your home floor. We've got big opportunities on the horizon in this building, but those big opportunities mean nothing if you don't grind through this. And again, my expectation was to be 6-0. We're a little short of that. We've got an opportunity to go and make amends against a very good Tennessee team on Wednesday.
Last question. Maybe wasn't playing a lot of minutes, but he did give you a defensive presence.
And he's a difference maker. We have nobody on our team now that can fill the role that Martavius Levy did. I just addressed the team with this. You never know. Here's a kid who played very little as a freshman due to multiple reasons. He's starting to emerge and help us in that role. I thought, honestly, everybody talked about Anthony and the 22 points that he had at South Carolina. Martavius Newby came in and changed the entire flow of the game in the second half by having 3 steals and keeping 2 balls alive, which led to baskets, which got us back in it. That's the energy that he brings, the toughness on the ball that he brings. Losing him is a major blow, and I explained to the team, guys, you can't take anything for granted. You never know when your last game is going to come. Things change so quickly in this game. I feel bad for him, but our team will have to go to the next man up.
Does it look like season ending?
I don't know. I think he's scheduled. He did break a bone in the top of his hand. Surgery's Monday. I think when they get in there, they'll give us a prognosis as to what it is moving forward. Thanks.
Coach,